Hello everyone. In this presentation, we will present the personal food model from the Brave New Idea Academic Papers track of ACM Multimedia 2020. Food has always been a centric part of all life. Every living organism has always needed food to survive. As we have evolved with time, we have turned this mundane chore to a pleasurable event, and we try to find ways to maximize the pleasure we receive by eating. As it is enjoying to eat for pleasure, following blindly the direction only focused on the enjoyment aspect may lead to many health-related problems. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nutrition and health are closely related. Good nutrition is an important part of leading a healthy lifestyle. Combined with physical activity, your diet can help you reach and maintain a healthy weight, reduce your risk of chronic diseases, and promote your overall health. However, following the direction only focused on health improvement is just not fun. After all, food is a truly multimedia experience. So perhaps a wiser direction would be a direction which would lead to both enjoyment and improved health. But which direction would that be? We have solved the problem of getting directions to our geographical destinations on digital maps. Humans used to rely on memorizing directions and documenting them in different forms for geographical directions. But now a smart system knows about the entire path, knows your current position, and based on your destination can give you step-by-step directions. But what direction should we take in our lifestyle to go towards a pleasurable and healthy diet? Multimedia research has evolved greatly in providing smart, personalized and contextual recommendations in different domains such as geographical directions, but has not yet evolved to provide eating-related suggestions by properly understanding the person's individual needs and preferences. In this paper, we present the Personal Food Model, PFM. PFM is the most important component of any personalized food service and is basically the digitized representation of the food-related characteristics of an individual. It is designed to be used in food recommendation systems to provide eating-related recommendations that improve the user's quality of life. PFM consists of two main components: the preferential model component, which focuses on personalized enjoyment, and the biological model component, which focuses on personalized improved health. As this figure illustrates, food has many layers of stakeholders, and directing each of these layers towards improvement with the use of technology will be a long-time milestone for multimedia research. We have categorized these layers as environmental-centric layer, food chain-centric layer, dish-centric layer and the user-centric layer. In this paper, we focus on the most centric layer and its two main components. A user-centric food service must know where the user is, in terms of the current biological state and environmental context, where the user wants to go, in terms of biological and personal goals, and how does the user want to get there. In order to know the current food-related state of the user, the most important step is to track what the user eats. The green boxes on the left show capturing different aspects of an eating experience. Each eating experience has three digestional phases. In the cephalic phase, you still haven't started eating, but many functions in your body related to eating are already activated just by looking at the food, and you already have an impression of the experience. This holds true when looking at the food from a multimedia source such as the image or the video of food. This phase will influence your food choice. The next phase is when you actually eat the food. What can be captured at this stage is your rating of the food and the overall experience. And in the last stage, you finish digestion and your body starts reacting to the food. This is where we don't get any more information from you, but from your body. Wearable devices can capture many different aspects of your biological state, such as heart rate variability, performance in sports, sleep quality, body fat and more. We store all the food-related information of a person into her personical database, where all the personal information of the user is stored in one place. Personical can contain information about any personal data stream such as location history, phone usage and activities. In the next step, we use event mining to take the personal data streams of the user and look for patterns and correlations that are already found between particular diets and health states, obtained from different sources of medical research. Then the outcome of the event mining goes into the heart of the food service, the personal food model. Personal food model uses the personalized patterns detected by the event miner to build a biological model of the user's interaction with food. It also uses the taste space to create the personalized preferential food model. The biological personal food model uses the rules and correlations extracted from different sources of medical field research and the result of the event mining stage of these rules on personal data. This component should predict an estimation of the biological state after eating a food item based on the current biological state of the user and refine itself as it observes the actual state as it will be captured. And by having an estimation of the biological state of the user, this component estimates the contextual nutritional needs of the user. CIE color space was resulted from a series of experiments done in the late 1920s by William David Wright using 10 observers. Similarly, with the taste, we can exactly redo the same process. This time, for the taste of the food, we propose a novel approach to quantify and describe human taste perception to create the Preferential Personal Food Model. A widely available multimedia type approach to capture and represent taste does not exist to date. We introduce a truly multimedia taste space using 6 taste primaries called the US4B taste model. The US4B taste model is a multidimensional additive taste model, in which umami, salty, sweet, spicy, sour, and bitter taste are added together in various ways to reproduce a broad array of tastes. The RGB color space has been the foundation of many advances in multimedia technology such as digital displays, virtual reality and 3D printing. The US4B taste space can be the key to future food-related technologies that were not possible without this foundation. So each food sample will have an estimated value in the US4B channels which determine its taste. By bringing the food items in a food space, the collection of food samples belonging to the same food item type creates the hyperdimensional taste region for that food item type as shown in the right figure. Then we calculate the hyperdimensional region of interest for each user within each food item hyperregion, using the food sample rating history of the user, which is shown on the right figure. In order to capture the food-related information from the user as we discussed in Figure 2, we need to design and develop a multi-purpose food logger which is both practical and adequate. In our multimedia food logger, we capture the food using multiple media inputs, such as wearable devices, voice, camera and manual input. Then we capture different aspects of an eating experience such as nutritional and other information about the food item, location-related information, the time interval, the environmental information such as weather, the rating of the experience and more. Event mining enables us to discover and verify patterns from disparate data sources. Applications such as food logger and personical, combined with wearable devices, capture multimodal data about the user in form of different lifestyle events such as a meal, exercise or sleep events. Over time, these stream of events capture recurring behavioral patterns and their impact on physiological signals such as heart rate and sleep quality. Event mining allows us to find these patterns from the event streams, and a set of these patterns can be used to create a rule-based personal food model. We can then use these rules to find out what kind of meals or exercises lead to good sleep quality for the user. We use an event pattern language derived from Allen's interval algebra to represent temporal relationships between the events. Every event pattern has at least 2 events that are related to each other through a temporal constraint. For example, pollution exposure is usually followed by difficulty breathing. High humidity events are frequently concurrent with sleep interruptions, and alcohol intake is followed by sleep interruptions in 3 to 4 hours. We can also use event operations to create new event streams from the existing ones. For example, we can create a new event stream called exercise that include all the events from running, walking, cycling and swimming event streams. We utilize the event pattern language to specify patterns relating to or more events, and search for those patterns in the user's event streams. The frequently occurring patterns show combinations of events and the temporal relationship between them that appear together in the data and can be indicative of a causal relationship between the associated events. A human expert selects the relationships that are not spurious correlations in the data, and further refines the patterns to include other confounding factors. This leads us to generating hypotheses about the user's behavior from the data. Impact of food on different aspects of our biology such as sleep has been explored in scientific literature. For example, there are multiple studies that have explored the effect of melatonin-rich food items such as kiwi fruits and milk and found that these items lead to reduced sleep latency. We can utilize these relationships to initialize the rule-based personal model. These studies have explored the relationships at a population level and may not be true for every individual. Therefore, these relationships would need to be tested for every individual, along with the hypotheses derived from user data. The set of rules and behavioral patterns represent possible causal relationships that determine the person's behavior and biological outcomes and need to be tested while controlling the effect of the confounding factors. This is accomplished using the hypothesis verification operator, which creates different subsets of the input-outcome event pairs based on the values of the confounding factors and find the effect of the input event on the outcome. The verified rules are added to a rule-based personal model of the user and can be used to make predictions and provide recommendations in different contextual situations. The whole event mining workflow would be repeated over time, and thus would result into an adaptive personalized rule-based model that can be used for recommendation or prediction in various applications. Taste space. Though this paper focuses primarily on personal food models, it is really about building personal health models using different data and information sources. Taste is complex, at least until now. We still have an interesting challenge ahead of us to be able to digitize the taste in all aspects of multimedia and find ways to obtain the taste information of food items we interact with and make this a reality. Privacy. User privacy and data protection are integral to developing a multimedia personal model. Without adequate security measures, the model is unlikely to be widely adopted, regardless of the performance or utility. This is an important challenge for multimedia, artificial intelligence, and privacy and security research groups, and we are actively looking for collaborations in this area. Multimedia logging platform. The multimedia community has focused on food logging using only visual recognition approaches and has been limited only to dish and ingredient recognition. Food logging is not just recognizing dishes from pictures, but identifying all characteristics of an eating event. Multimodal knowledge detection. Much of the diagnosis and prescription related to health is multimodal and will require extending traditional knowledge graph techniques. Multimodal event detection. The health state of a person is usually estimated by combining multimedia and multimodal signals. Estimation of the health state is a great challenge for researchers that will also help all humans. Event mining. Mining multiple sequences of event streams detected from disparate data streams are essential for both building models such as PFM, as well as for health state estimation. Event mining may offer more challenging problems in predictive and preventive approaches in several application areas, including health using novel forms of machine learning than object recognition offered in computer vision. Thank you very much for listening.